Well, good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. We have just passed the 7 o'clock hour here in Kankakee, Illinois. We are at Bishop McNamara High School for our third quarterfinal here in the IESA 8th grade Class 1A state volleyball tournament. Just wrapped up an exciting three-set match between Royal Prairie View Ogden and Kinderhook Western, where Kinderhook Western was the winner 25-14, 20-25, 25-18. They will face a very good LaSalle Trinity Catholic team who won handily over Lockport Taft in our opener at 4:30 this afternoon. We are getting you ready for the Peoria Limestone Walters Rockets, a record of 19-6, taking on the Saints, 22-1 out of Pontiac St. Mary's. The defending state champions from a year ago return here to the state floor at Kankakee. You are watching the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. When we come back after a quick word from our sponsors, we'll start getting you ready for this one. Get ready. It's IESA Girls State Volleyball action here live on Central Illinois Sports.
Are you looking to streamline your banking? Great Rivers Bank has just what you need with our streamlined checking and savings accounts. Earn high interest rates or get cash back on debit card purchases with your qualifying account. Plus, ATM fee refunds. Certain qualifications required. Call or visit our website today at www.greatriversbank.bank to get started. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, West Central Illinois, are you looking for a great deal on a vehicle? Well, at Westtown Ford, we have a lot full of vehicles. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. We've got them all, and a lot of them at Westtown Ford in Jacksonville.
At Logan Agri-Service, we believe that every seed holds the promise of a thriving future. Our commitment to quality and excellence is as strong as the roots we help you grow. With decades of experience, our dedicated team understands your unique needs. From cover crops to premium seeds, we have it all. But it's not just about products, it's about partnership. We're not just sellers, we're your allies in growth, your consultants in success.
We welcome you back here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Great Rivers Bank with locations in Pittsfield, Barry, Liberty, and Hannibal, ready to serve you for your next banking need. Friendly service and dedicated loan officers can help you through buying a home, opening a business, or making a deposit. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Well, the team wrapping up their 6-minute warm-up here are the Rockets of Peoria Limestone Walters, one of the more storied small school volleyball programs in the IESA. This is the 31st appearance for Limestone Walters in the state finals. The 7th grade team just picked up 4th place last weekend. They have won at least one trophy from 2016 through 2019. They have state championships from 2006 and 2010, and the 7th and 8th graders both won the top prize back in 2005. Their first state appearance came in 1999. 43 students in grades 7 and 8, a part of the Limestone Area Conference out of Peoria County. This team, based on their record, doesn't travel too far outside the immediate Peoria, Pekin, Chillicothe area. This team has went the distance in 3 sets 4 times this season, 2 of those to 2A state qualifier Mossville, who also was a 7th grade qualifier and won runner-up in the state last weekend. This team defeated Peoria St. Mark and Peoria Hollis to win their regional and passed by Monmouth ICS 25-22, 25-17 to win their sectional championship. We will step aside for another minute here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. When we come back, we'll tell you a little bit about the defending state champions. It's Pontiac St. Mary's, coming up right after this break on Central Illinois Sports.
At Farmers State Bank, we equal housing lender.
Is predator hunting your thing? Game Masters has you covered. We have way more than just deer and turkey hunting gear, safes, clothes, and gifts. Come check out our predator guns, calls, decoys, lights, traps, binoculars, bipods, tripods, and shooting sticks. Don't forget your thermal and night vision, rifle scopes, trapping equipment, and supplies. Whether your next game pursuit is big or small, runs or flies, Game Masters has what you need to get the job done. We're passionate about the outdoors.
Here in Pittsfield, we're focused on maintaining a healthy, diverse economic base to increase opportunities for our residents. Economic factors greatly affect a community's overall potential, and we strive to continue our prosperous culture. The availability of both commercial and industrial employment centers and new lucrative entrepreneurship opportunities are major assets for growth and development here in Pittsfield. In addition to providing employment and income to people, Pittsfield also boasts several tax incentive districts to further facilitate economic growth. Examples of growth and success can be seen throughout Pittsfield. Pittsfield is located within Pike County and widely known for the abundance of white-tailed deer, and is also home to companies that have capitalized from the region's natural resources. Located over on Madison Street, Whitetail Properties is a major local and international employer that truly embodies the local and economic spirit of Pittsfield. State-of-the-art communications and telecommuting are available here. Be sure to catch their televised series throughout the week on the Sportsman Channel. Come grow and be a part of something great in Pittsfield, Illinois.
At Farmers
We welcome you back here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. If you're in the market for a new home loan, talk to the experts at Great Rivers Bank with locations in Barry, Pittsfield, Liberty, and Hannibal. And if you're watching us most likely here, those are towns to the south of you. They're serving the entire region and beyond, and they're ready to serve you. Check out that online loan application tool at greatriversbank.bank, a member FDIC and equal housing lender. Well, stepping up now in their 6-minute warm-up period is Pontiac St. Mary's. The Saints are 22-1 on the season. 29 students in grades 7 and 8 out of Livingston County and the Vermilion South Conference. They are the defending state champions. The 7th grade team has been in the state title game each of the past 2 seasons. The Saints have 14 other state appearances dating back to 1996. The only loss on the season came in 3 sets to 2A state qualifier Bloomington Corpus Christi. The Saint squad is a co-op between St. Mary's Graymont and Pontiac Grace Christian. Girls won the 7th grade state championship, undefeated without losing a set the entire year, and a week later helped the 8th grade team win 3rd place in state. And in 2022, this was also a 2nd place team as 6th graders. This team also won the fall state championship in the IESA softball state finals. A tremendous group of athletes right now in this team for Jill Francis's squad, and they look eager and ready to put on a show here for us tonight in our 3rd quarter final. They've got a tough Limestone Walters team coming up who know how to do business here in the state quarterfinals as well. We will step aside for a quick break. When we come back, we'll introduce full lineups to you from both teams and get you ready for our 3rd quarterfinal here from Bishop McNamara. It's the IESA Girls Volleyball State Championships. We'll be right back.
As a new hunting season begins, we observe a species most rare, the hunter incompetus. The hunting ritual begins. Already he stakes his claim by bringing a duck call to a deer hunt. Disaster strikes. A devastating blow to a long-suffering species. There may be no helping the hunter incompetus, but for everyone else, no other place has it all like Farm and Home Supply. Tell my mom to pick me up soon.
Time to get you ready here for our introductions. Full rosters and starters here for both squads. Starting lineups brought to you tonight by Farm and Home Supply. For snacks, hoodies, power tools, lawn chairs, anything you can name, Farm and Home Supply's probably got it. Stop by your nearest location today and tell them the gang at Central Illinois Sports sent you. This is our third quarterfinal of the evening. Brian Shoemaker guiding you through all the action here this weekend. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. for our semifinals and trophy games, scheduled to have a first serve of 2 p.m. for the third place match and 3:15 for the state championship. Let's introduce to you first our rosters here. The Saints of Pontiac St. Mary's. Kendall Lawyer is number 1, an outside hitter. Tiffany Legner wears number 11. She's on the outside as well. Ella Baldwin wears number 17. She's a defensive specialist. An outside hitter wearing number 22 is Chloe Cox. Number 23 is Olivia Miller. She's an outside hitter. Maddie Herkert is number 39. She's an outside hitter. And a defensive specialist wearing number 50 is Violet Torkelson. All 8th graders on this St. Mary's squad. Let's introduce you to their starting 6. A setter, number 2 is Bevan Brummel. In the middle, number 5 is Alexis Legner. The setter for this team, number 13, is Peyton Rogers. In the middle, number 14 is Harper Francis. A defensive specialist in the back row is number 18, McKenna Woodcock. And on the outside, number 21 is Izzy Hins. It'll be Brummel, Legner, Rogers, Francis, Woodcock, and Hins for the 22-1 St. Mary's Saints out of Pontiac. Jill Francis at the helm for the squad in their navy blue jerseys with white numbers and trim. They will be serving from left to right tonight on your television screen. On the opposite side in their blue jerseys, white numbers and trim, are the Peoria Limestone Walters Rockets. Let's introduce you to their non-starters. Number 4, Annabelle Grafton, is an outside hitter. Number 15 is Bree Williamson. Number 19 is Liana Hobson, a setter. As we try to work here, and starting for the Rockets, we'll catch up on everybody here. Starting at defensive specialist, an 8th grader, number 7, Mila Folis. A setter is an 8th grader. Number 9 is Ellie Hearn. Number 1 is Addie Scheel. She'll be wearing the libero jersey tonight. Number 13 is Savannah Myers, an 8th grader. Number 14 is Berkeley Jackson. She's on the outside. And number 16 in the middle is Addison Powell. We'll make sure we get down the entire roster here, as we had a couple of miscues in our cards that we were provided. And we'll make sure we get everybody listed here on the rosters tonight. Should be a very fun third quarter final here. We just had an exciting 3-set match in our second one. LaSalle Trinity Catholic and Kinderhook Western have already punched their tickets to the semifinals tomorrow. And we have the defending state champions taking on one of the longtime names in IESA volleyball in Limestone Walters. It should be a good one. Officials will make their way slowly over to their locations on the tower at the opposite side of the net and in the corners here for postseason action. Teams are lining up, having a little bit of fun here. They were playing Sweet Caroline to start things off on the public address system, and the St. Mary's fans were really getting into it. Big Neil Diamond fans up in Pontiac. Teams make their way underneath the net to exchange pleasantries and give each other introductory handshakes as we get ready to rock and roll here on Central Illinois Sports. Still a nice crowd in here for these two squads. We had a very full house toward the end here of set number 3 for our last quarterfinal. Officials will take a look here to make sure all of our rotations are ready to rock and roll. Everybody looks to be okay. They check things on both sides with the coaches, and eventually we will get to action here. Once we get going playing volleyball, it's always a lot of fun. Half the battle's just getting there. St. Mary's wins the coin flip. They'll serve first here today as Alexis Legner will get the first serve here for Pontiac St. Mary's. We are ready to rock and roll here in our third quarter final on Central Illinois Sports. We'll get the score reset here, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll. Limestone in the attack. First touch will be here by Bree Williamson. Nicely dug out by number 13, Peyton Rogers. And the attack from St. Mary's goes a little wide. It'll be out of bounds, and the point will go to the Rockets here in the early going in this one. Serving first for Limestone Walters is the 8th grade setter, number 13, Savannah Myers. Up and over the net, we go into the back row, picked up there by Legner. They'll try and push it into the front row, tipped over by Peyton Rogers. Rockets get a free play tightly up on the net. Nicely dug out, though. Walters a little scrambly there, a little out of sorts. St. Mary's on the attack now. On the attack now, number 14 is Harper Francis, and we're going to get a net violation They say that one's going to go against Bree Williamson, and that will go the way of St. Mary's. Checking in for the Saints here in rotation is number 23, Olivia Miller. And serving now for St. Mary's is number 2, Bevan Brummel. Brummel was the pitcher on that state softball team. She's got a pretty good pitch, and she's got a pretty good serve there as that one's going to make its way into an ace. Many of the same players from these state teams in other sports are part of this volleyball team here tonight for Pontiac St. Mary's. Serve goes in the middle to the back row where it's picked up by Williamson. She'll have to do a back row attack. Nice little jump into the back row, dug up by Legner. St. Mary's scrambling for it. Legner gives it back over to the Rockets now. Limestone on the attack. Outside here is Berkeley Jackson. They'll try and set it up close to the net. Pushing it over now was Harper Francis. Rockets on the outside. This is Berkeley Jackson with it. Sends it in the back row, and it's going to go out of bounds. Just barely out of bounds, and we say by inches. St. Mary's with the 3-1 lead early on here in this one. Up into the back row, touched first by Bree Williamson. Nice little dump over there from Annabelle Grafton. Or excuse me, that wasn't Grafton, that was Ellie Hearn, and it's going to be pushed over. Nice play by St. Mary's to find the open corner. And just like that, the Saints up 4-1 here in this one. 4-1, St. Mary's leads Limestone Walters here on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. Sending it into the back row. First touch doesn't go very far. Now Rockets are a little bit out of system here as Berkeley Jackson's first touch didn't really move forward. Hearn tried to chase after it, and instead it'll hit the floor, and it'll be another point here for the Saints. Nice serving here so far from Bevan Brummel. And that one a little too tough for the Rockets to maintain, and quickly it is a 6-1 advantage here for the Saints. Jill Francis at the helm here for this Saints squad. She's been the leader of this squad since the girls were playing in 4th grade. Eager to see what they can do here tonight as the back row attack from Williamson can't find the market, can't make its way over the net, and quickly it is 7-1 here. And Jen Sargent's going to take a timeout for the Rockets. We'll take it too. It's an Adams Fiber timeout. Don't go anywhere. We're right back with you here in 45 seconds.
I love training. I like to help people improve on their tasks. That food has been providing everything for me. They just treat you so well. When my life needed an opportunity, I chose that.
Limestone Walters takes their first time out of the match here. It's an Adams Fiber timeout as the Saints continue service. They try to get it up in the back row. Nice block on the play there from Olivia Miller. Hearn was trying to get crafty with it and send it right back over on the quick second touch, and Saints were waiting in patience on the nice play from Olivia Miller. 8-1 our score here in the early going. They send it into the back row. Trouble serve there for Berkeley Jackson. They'll send it back over. Free play for the Saints. Up in the Miller, it's got to be a quick push there to the hands of Harper Francis. Attack on the outside from Berkeley Jackson. It's going to go long as she didn't get a good swing on it, and it'll be out of bounds on the attack error for the Rockets. Back row attack coming on the way here for Bree Williamson. Nicely dug up in the back row by McKenna Woodcock. On the attack there was Olivia Miller. Her shot can't clear the tape. She was looking to be blocked either way, and it'll be a point and the ball back to Limestone Walters. Berkeley Jackson on the serve. Tightly up against the net. Nice play there for Izzy Hins to keep it in action for the Saints. Set up into the middle. Attack there by Addison Powell. Dug up in the back by St. Mary's. Quick push over. Nice play by Bevan Brummel. Rockets getting a few things going offensively here in this rally. Here comes Miller with it again. Gets blocked. And a nice play there by the Rockets as they send it into the back. And the kill is going to be hammered down by Addison Powell. Limestone Walters wins the rally. They still trail by 6 here in the early going, but they continue serve. Berkeley Jackson, the 8th grade outside hitter. Continuing to serve here for Limestone Walters. Up and over into the back row. First touch gets by Alexis Legner. Back row attack out of the hands of Woodcock. Rockets get it. Big play there, and the kill comes down into the hands of Addison Powell, her second kill so far. And Walters cuts it back to a 5-point deficit here. They trail 9-4 in the early going. They send it up in the back row. Nobody there for the second touch. As dropping back was Francis to kind of get set up for the kill attempt. Izzy Hins couldn't catch up with it in time, and the ball hits the floor, and it's another point here for the Rockets. This one's going to be a kill, as trying to toss the hands up was Harper Francis. Instead, it'll trail down and hit the floor, and just like that, Limestone Walters making a run here. They trail 9-6. They were down 8-1 early on. And that one's going to sail far. It'll be a service error as Alexis Legner lets it go past the end line. St. Mary's will get the point and the ball back. Checking in is Kendall Lawyer, the 8th grade outside hitter wearing number 1. Getting a breather for the Saints is McKenna Woodcock. Izzy Hins on the serve here for St. Mary's. They'll set it up. Back row attack coming out of the hands of Addison Powell. That one's going to sail long as well. Jen Sargent sending out some instructions to her squad on the right side of the floor tonight. They trail by 5. Back row attack coming out of the hands of Williamson, dug up nicely by Kendall Lawyer. She'll get the opportunity here. Swing goes way far past the corner and out of bounds on the attack error. The point will go to the way of the Rockets. Checking in here for Limestone Walters is number 20, Autumn Myers, 8th grade middle hitter. Serving here will be the libero. This is Abby Shields, the 8th grade defensive specialist. Picked up, tied against the net to Brummel. Back on the attack here. Nice job by Harper Francis. Nice swing. Berkeley Jackson will send it back over. It's going to go far and out of bounds. Jackson trying to find that back line and kind of keep him guessing. Instead, it trails out of bounds. It'll be another point here for the Saints. Rockets trying to handle that one close to the net, and that's going to be into the line there. Rockets having a little trouble handling things after the first pass. That one just a little too tight against the midline. It'll be a quick point there for the Saints. Francis on the serve. Sends it over. Another first pass that goes up into the net and out of bounds as Shields had trouble with it. Saints have doubled up the margin here. It's 14-7 in game 1. Up and over the top of the net. Nice serve. Dug up nicely by the Rockets. On the attack here is Autumn Myers. They get it up, close up to the net. Myers with another quick touch. Bouncing it back over, diving for it after Lawyer's attack. Rockets doing a nice job here on the defensive side. Push back over into the corner, diving for it. Was Shields. A tough play. She couldn't reach it, though, on the crafty play from Bevan Brummel to find the open corner. Chloe Cox will check in for the first time for St. Mary's, number 22, an outside hitter. As Francis will continue service here for St. Mary's. The nice jump serve goes into the back row, picked up by Berkeley Jackson. Running attack there from Bree Williamson keeps it going for the Rockets. Tough angle here for St. Mary's, trying to get it up and over, does Chloe Cox. And that one's going to hit the pole and go out of bounds. A nice job there from Bree Williamson to keep things going for Limestone Walters. They'll win the point. Ellie Hearn on the serve here, the 8th grade setter on this squad. They'll set it up back on the right side. Nicely blocked there. Nice play by Bree Williamson on the defensive side for the Rockets. On the attack is Myers. She'll tool it down, and it's a point here for Limestone Walters. Let's show you that quick block on the Northwestern Mutual replay for Limestone Walters. A lot of nice defense here in the early going on both sides. They kick it back up. Setting up in the middle here is Francis. Attack from Lawyer gets picked up by the Rockets. They'll quickly send it right back. Saints on the attack again in the middle now. This is Legner. Dug up nicely by Berkeley Jackson. Nice swing that time by Bree Williamson. Williamson again. That one's going to go into the net. She couldn't get it up and over the tape. It'll be an attack error and a point here for the Saints. They now lead 16-9. Peyton Rogers will check back in. She'll be on serve here as getting a breather for St. Mary's will be Chloe Cox. Peyton Rogers, the shortstop on that Saints state champion softball team. They'll set it up. Little backdoor serve, and that's going to be a violation there against St. Mary's. They were trying to set it back to Lawyer. It went over the net. Lawyer still tried to chase it down. It'll be an error and a point here for the Rockets. Bree Williamson on the serve here for Limestone Walters. Nice little play there from St. Mary's. Had two of them going. Brummel got the try on it. And they're a little scramble, though, is a nice play by Rockets. Give them the point. It's 11-16 here in the early going. So glad you're joining us along here on Central Illinois Sports. We remind you, if it's your first time joining us here, which for many of you it may be, you can watch all games here tonight along with all 4 games tomorrow as part of your subscription this weekend. Nice little dump-off play from the Saints results in the point, as checking back in for St. Mary's is going to be McKenna Woodcock. She'll come in to serve here. Woodcock, a defensive specialist who Jill Francis says loves to play in the front row, but hey, we like to see her in the back row with serves like that. It'll be an ace, and it's a 7-point advantage here, and Limestone Walters will take its second Adams Fiber timeout of the first set. For the best internet experience available, that's Wi-Fi 6 and speeds up to 1 gigabit. Check out the guys at followthefiber.net to learn more. We're right back with you here in 30 seconds. Limestone Walters takes their second timeout here of the first set. They trail 18-11 in continuing service for St. Mary's as McKenna Woodcock. During the timeout, we had a couple of nice young ladies from Limestone Walters trying to get a little Let's Go Rockets chant to get their student section back up on their feet. That'll be another ace, though. Is unable to handle the serve was Bree Williamson. It goes off her hands and out of bounds. And St. Mary's trying to pull away here in our first set tonight. And that one's going to sail just a little bit out of bounds. It'll be a service error and a point here for the Rockets. Checking back in rotation is Addison Powell. On the serve is Autumn Myers, the 8th grade middle hitter here for Limestone Walters. Nice serve. Goes up into the net, bouncing around the tape. Nice play, though, out of the hands of Savannah Myers to keep it going. On the attack now is Legner. She'll put it in the back row. Nice swing there out of the hands of Addison Powell. It's a kill for Powell and a point for Limestone Walters. This Rocket squad has really started to pick things up. They trailed 8-1 in the early going. They have looked much better since that sluggish start. Into the back row, they get it up to Rogers. Legner will push it back over. Free opportunity here for the Rockets. On the outside now, this is Berkeley Jackson. Sends it into the back row, dug up there by Woodcock. Brummel with a nice swing. Another nice swing, and that one's going to be another kill there for Addison Powell. And just like that, Walters has cut it back down here to a 5-point deficit. Up into the back row. Nice swing from Brummel. Here comes back on the attack is Bree Williamson. Williamson gets the kill. Cross-court shot finds the mark in the back row. And Limestone Walters putting some things together here. This is the best they've looked so far here in the first set. They put it into the front row. On the set now, Brummel has to give it freely back to the Rockets. They'll set up back row attack coming from Williamson. On the set on the outside now, this is Hins. Cross-court shot dug up nicely there by Ellie Hearn. Hearn with it again. Sets it up now. It's going to be Hearn on the back row. Flat-footed attack, can't cross the tape. It'll be a point on the attack error for St. Mary's. They win the race to 20. Mila Fallis will check back in, the 8th grade defensive specialist for Limestone Walters. On the serve here for Pontiac St. Mary's is Alexis Legner. Kind of the real steady force on this team is Alexis Legner, as that's going to be a quick ace. As Jackson couldn't get underneath it to get it up in the air, it's 21-15. Autumn Myers will check back in here for Limestone Walters. And they'll also get the libero back in as Addie Shields will step back onto the floor as well. First pass up in the air, it's going to be a back row attack here for Williamson. She sends it up, dug out by Legner. Brummel with it, big hammer from Bevel Brummel. And St. Mary's now starting to kind of feel it here in game number 1. They lead 22-15. They'll make sure they get the substitutions back out correctly here in order. Always a game of procedure here when it comes to substitutions and who can come in and come out at the right time. So Follis will come back in. Myers will get a breather for Limestone Walters, and Alexis Legner on the serve here, continuing for St. Mary's. Up and over, and that one's going to go a little far. Follis watches it go out of bounds, and it'll be a point back to the Rockets here. Ball goes up in the air. Crafty little play out of the hands of Peyton Rogers. Rockets get it back, though. Big swing out of the hands of Addison Powell will go a little far. And the attack error gives the point to the Saints. 23-16. As coming back in is Chloe Cox for St. Mary's. And Autumn Myers checks back in on the opposite side for Limestone Walters. Bevan Brummel will continue serve here for St. Mary's. 2 more to wrap things up here in set number 1. Nice into the back row, dug up nicely there by Shields. It'll be a free play back over on the Saints side. They'll set it up. Nope, it's a tip drill back over from Hins. It's going to be a free play as Rockets were out of system, and that one's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be set point here in game number 1. 24-16, Brummel on the serve for St. Mary's. They get it over, and it's going to be an ace, and that's how we'll wrap things up here in set number 1 on the ace from Bevan Brummel. We've reached the Little Jess Motors set break, where St. Mary's is a 25-16 winner. Don't go anywhere. We've got more action coming your way here in 3 minutes on Central Illinois Sports.
Today's halftime show is brought to you by Little Jess Motor Company. Warmer weather and topless, doorless adventures are right around the corner. Stop out to Little Jess today to check out our large selection of Jeep Wranglers. We currently have 15 Wranglers in stock and many more on their way. Right now, you can drive a new 2024 Jeep Wrangler 2-door Sport for only $499 per month with absolutely zero down. Is a 4-door more your style? Drive a 2024 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sport for only $599 per month with zero down. Little Jess, serving the Tri-States for 7 decades.
Go team, go! Great Rivers Bank has a digital banking app worth cheering for. Move your money, pay your bills, deposit your checks. Hooray! Hooray! Set up a budget, manage your debit card, set up account alerts, and so much more. Our digital banking will give you a reason to stand up and cheer for banking. Learn more at greatriversbank.bank. Great Rivers Bank is an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
As a new hunting season begins, we observe a species most rare, the hunter incompetus. The hunting ritual begins. Already, he stakes his claim by bringing a duck call to a deer hunt. Disaster strikes. A devastating blow to a long-suffering species. There may be no helping the hunter incompetus, but for everyone else, no other place has it all like Farm and Home Supply.
Tell my mom to pick me up soon. For nearly 40 years, the Niebuhr Funeral Home has been serving our area with professionalism and compassion. This is our business, our hometown. You can be assured we take great personal pride in serving your family in your time of loss. We're locally owned. We're your friends and neighbors. We care about you and your family. Niebuhr Funeral Home, with locations in Pittsfield and Barry, serving our community with compassion and respect.
We welcome you back here on the Little Jess Motor Set Break Show. Little Jess Motor, located in Quincy, Illinois, is your place to go for your next vehicle purchase. Give them a follow online at littlejessjeep.com or visit them in person anytime, at 3431 Main Street in the Gem City of Quincy. We'll get our scoreboard reset for you as Pontiac St. Mary's wins 25-16 here in our first set. Winner moves on to the semifinals coming up at 12:15 tomorrow afternoon. LaSalle Trinity Catholic will take on Kinderhook Western in our first one tomorrow at 11. Everything ready to rock and roll here as officials check initial rotations to make sure we're good. Scoreboards reset. We're ready to go with you, too, as we get ready to go here in our second set. Limestone Walters will serve first here, and getting the touch first will be the 8th grade setter, number 13, Savannah Myers. Rockets trailed 8-1 in the early going of this one in game number 1. Looked much better after that. And it's going to be a tough way to start, though, as the kill comes from Bevan Brummel. And St. Mary's does this really nice thing where the set comes up. Brummel is hiding behind Alexis Legner, and you don't really know which one. It's really more of a decoy situation as Legner hasn't gotten a lot of those passes and Brummel's taken them. But it is very deceptive to see where it's coming from. And the front row attack there out of the hands of Addison Powell gets met into the net, and just like that, it's a quick 2-0 lead here for the Saints. This Saints squad has a lot of players who will set the ball for them. They've got a lot of girls that are able to touch and pass really well on this team. On the first touch that time, really nice play there from Harper Francis. Made things a little difficult. Rockets were trying to scramble as Powell got a hand on it. It'll hit the floor on the Rockets side, and it'll be a quick 3-0 lead here for the Saints. Basil Brummel, along with Rogers, can get some sets here for the Saints. Also stepping in is going to be Francis and Hinn sometimes, as that one's going to go far, and it'll be a kill. Nice job there out of the hands of Berkeley Jackson as Limestone Walters gets on the board here in set number 2. And that one's going to be a quick kill, as unable to handle it were the Saints. Limestone Walters has lost the first set of a match, 3 times. Once came to Mossville. Twice actually came to Mossville. The other 2 came to or 4 times. The other 2 came to the hands of Mossville, and they have actually ended up beating Mossville or split those games. We'll get the stats right for you here in just a minute. Trying to watch a sheet and watch things at the same time don't always add up well. It's a 4-2 advantage here for the Saints. What we're trying to tell you is that Limestone Walters has lost the first set before and been able to come back and get the win in 3. Really tough dig out of the start there for Mila Fallis off of a tough serve. They moved it to the right side. Big block there, and we'll show it to you again on the Northwestern Mutual replay as Walters puts it back down on the Saints side of the floor. Nice job by Addison Powell to get the deflection and knock down there for Limestone Walters. Also on the block that time was Bree Williamson. Powell serves now, and that one's going to sail far and go out of bounds. It'll be an attack error and a point for the Saints. Shields will come back in for Limestone Walters. Kendall Lawyer will come in on the front row here for St. Mary's, and on the serve now is Izzy Hins. Nice dig, really tough play of the net there for Chloe Cox. Rockets get it back. It's going to have to be a quick play. Shields tries to get it over as it wasn't a great pass. Shields tried to make up for it, and instead it goes into the net, 6-3. Hins with a nice serve. Shields gets it up into the net. Tough play out. Nice play from Walters to keep it going, and a really good swing from Myers, but a great dig on the opposite side for St. Mary's. Here comes Myers again. That one goes into the net. Waiting in the wings there was Harper Francis that time in case it did go over the tape, and instead it'll be a point for the Saints. And another ace there. Shields couldn't get a handle on it, and the Saints go up 8-3. Jen Sargent encouraging her back row to get things picked up here. And it's going to be a service error there that time, and the point will go to the Limestone Walters Rockets. They'll get the ball back. Ellie Hearn on the serve here for the team in blue. Up and over the net we go. Brummel sets it up. It's going to be a back row attack here for Hins. Shields gets it up to the front row. Free play opportunity back for St. Mary's. They'll get it set right up into the middle. Having to chase it down was Alexis Legner from the back row. Here comes Myers again. Tries to push it in the back row. St. Mary's was ready. Tipping it back over on the quick touch was Chloe Cox. Back row attack here for Berkeley Jackson. They get it up and over the net. Rockets with an opportunity here. Instead, they'll push it right back over, trying to find the Saints sleeping. Hins gets it back over to the Rockets side of the net. They'll set it up on the outside. Here comes Bree Williamson diving. A great dig there from Bevan Brummel. And on the attack now is Lawyer. Another nice dig from Berkeley Jackson. And St. Mary's outlasts and win the great rally there. They'll get the point 9-4. Fantastic efforts on both sides in that one. Shields gets the first pass, goes up to Williamson. Still can't get it out of the back row, and it'll be a free play as Jackson sends it over. Set up on the outside. Now this is Lawyer. She tries to slyly tip it over the top of two defenders. Instead, it hits the floor. And the error will give the point to the Rockets. As coming up to serve now will be Bree Williamson. Trouble with the first touch. They'll get it back up into the front row, and getting it over will be Francis. Rockets with an opportunity on the right side now. This is Myers. Savannah Myers. Quick push into the corner. Swift play there from Bevan Brummel. Saw the corner open. We'll show it to you here on the Northwestern Mutual replay. It's a 10-5 advantage if Bevan Brummel saw the corner open. Shields couldn't chase it down in time, and it's a point here for the Saints. Peyton Rogers will check back in. She's on the serve here. Known as one of the more goofy players on the team, according to Coach Jill Francis, is Peyton Rogers, as that one's going to hit the floor there. And it'll be a point for the Rockets. Addison Powell checks in. Strong high five to her teammates up front. They want to get some points going here and get a little rally, and that's a good way to start it. It's going to be a kill there for Autumn Myers to get things going. Rockets trailing by just 3 here. They'll send it up into the front row. On the set, here's Legner. It'll be a pushover for Harper Francis. On the outside attack, this is Jackson with it. Sends it in, dug up nicely by Hins. Free play back over. Diving on the play for it was Hearn. It went into the net. Rockets scrambled. Powell tried to get up on it. They couldn't get it over. Mila Fallis will check back in for the Rockets. Coming in on the St. Mary's side is McKenna Woodcock. She'll be up to serve for this Saint squad. Jill Francis says she always wants to be in the front row, even though she's one of the shortest players. Everybody's still got growth spurts to go here. And what a big swing in the back row. Bree Williamson gets a handle on it, and that's a tough shot. Rockets get the point. They trail 11-8 here, and on the serve is Savannah Myers. Up and over the net on the left side now. This is Hins. Nice shot in. They say that's going to be right on the line. Rockets don't necessarily agree. The official was right close on that one, and he'll give the point to St. Mary's. On the attack now, this is Powell, and it's going to go long. It'll be another attack error and a point here for St. Mary's. They're up 13-8. Still one more quarterfinal your way. Stewardson-Strasburg makes the long drive down from the Metro East area. They'll take on Washington St. Patrick. That first serve scheduled, if we stay on time, at 8:15. Set up to the back row now. That was Jackson. Dug up by Legner. Back row attack now. Here comes from Woodcock. Rockets have got to keep it in play. It's a back row jump for Bree Williamson. A big kill there as Rogers couldn't get the handle on it. Williamson's had a couple of nice swings here in the last couple of rallies, and she's got a couple of quick kills. It's 13-9. Berkeley Jackson on the serve. Tip it into the middle. What a hammer on that one. Bevan Brummel got everything in the kitchen sink on that one. We'll show it to you here on the Northwestern Mutual replay. What a hammer. And Rockets couldn't dig that one up. Chloe Cox will chum back in for Pontiac. Brummel on the serve. Into the middle. keep it in the back row. It'll be Jackson sending it over. Saints with the free play here. Into the middle now. This is Francis. Dug up nicely there by Savannah Myers. Picking it up and over. That was the right play by Addison Powell. It just went a little too far, and it'll be a point for Limestone Walters. Jen Sargent will take the timeout for the Rockets. It's an Adams Fiber timeout. We'll take it too. Don't go anywhere. Second set action your way coming up here in 30 seconds.
Before the TAVR, I was very active, worked out at the Croc Center. I would say less than a week. Well, of course, Amy tells me I couldn't do squats. She even wrote it in my discharge paper. Great big, sandy, no squats. So I did a couple.
Oh my word.
Don't tell her.
I knew she was going to, but I have the best job in the world to get to work with these patients.
Limestone Walters takes the timeout. It's their first here of the second set. It's an Adams Fiber timeout. For top-notch computer sales and service that won't let you down when your computer goes down, visit the guys at followthefiber.net to learn more about Adams experts and Adams Fiber. Pontiac St. Mary's leads 15-9 here in set number 2. They won the opener as well by a score of 25-16. Rockets trying to rally here as Hearn gets it over. Nice play, diving for it there was Hinge. She couldn't catch up to it, and Limestone Walters will win the point. Shields will be on the serve. Checking back in for Peoria will be Autumn Myers. Brummel gives a free play back over to Limestone. On the outside now, this is a swing from Williamson. And that one will go into the net and hit down. And St. Mary's back up by 6 here as Kendall Lawyer will check back in for the team in Navy. On the serve is Izzy Hins. Right side hitter, but she's a lefty. You can see it here in the serve. Hearn with it, tight against the net, having to just toss it over with Savannah Myers. Rockets will get it right back. They'll try and set it up on the outside now for Williamson. Nice dig from Hins. Trying to get it over was Myers. It danced on the tape and fell back on the Rockets' side. A tough break for Limestone Walters, and St. Mary's wins the point. Shields has a little bit of trouble with that one. It'll be a quick ace here for the Saints, and they're up 18-10. St. Mary's has looked very tough in the service here tonight against a good Rocket squad. Rockets will get it up. It's going to be Williamson running with the pushover. They get it up to the front row. Tightly played against the net. Nice job by Chloe Cox. Williamson with a big swing on it. That one's going to go just out of bounds by about a foot. And the point will go the way of St. Mary's. We'll get another timeout on the floor. It's an Adams Fiber timeout taken by Limestone Walters. We're right back with more action your way in 30 seconds.
Since 1921, Farmers State Bank of Camp Point has been a vital part of our community's history. We are proud of our growth, our community leadership, and our success, which is only possible because of all those who shared this journey with us. We are grateful to the generations of loyal customers, families, businesses, employees, officers, and directors who have shaped not only our story, but our entire communities. Thank you. We look forward to serving you and your future generations for the next 100 years. Farmers State Bank and Camp Point. Together, we are a strong, united community.
Welcome you back here to Bishop McNamara High School in Kankakee, Illinois, site of the IESA 8th grade Class 1A state tournament, as Pontiac St. Mary's trying to close things out here over Peoria Limestone Walters and make their way back into the semifinals. The defending state champions from a year ago in 7th grade trying to make their way back to Trophy Day tomorrow morning. Izzy Hins continues service for St. Mary's out of the timeout. Trying to chase it down now is Williamson. It's going to be a back row free play back from Jackson. Francis able to keep it in play. Rockets with an opportunity on the outside. Here comes Williamson, and that swing's going to go far. Rockets have just sent everything a little bit too far here tonight against a nice Pontiac St. Mary's team who's able to get their way up high against the net. Little dump serve picked up by Hearn. Hearn will have to give it right back over. St. Mary's sets up on the outside. This is Lawyer. Little tip drill goes up and down. Nice play by Kendall Lawyer. St. Mary's has run the race to 20. They're up 21-10 here. Up and down we go. Nice dig out by Shields. Rockets have had a lot of trouble getting themselves set up to attack here in the front row. A lot of their attacks have been behind the 10-foot line, including that one that can't make it, and it's 22-10. Nice set over. They're going to set it up. This is Hearn pushing it over. Saints in the front row. Francis with it, gets up, blocked by Myers. Nice job. Saints scrambling. They keep it in play as Lawyer gets it over. They'll set it up in the middle now. This is Myers. Nice drill. Nice block on the play there from Francis, and Francis is going to win it. We'll show that one to you here on the Northwestern Mutual replay. Nice job from Harper Francis, just kind of frantically swinging to keep it, and it finds its way to the floor. It's 23-10. Tough play off the net. Williamson sends it into the back row, picked up by Hins on the outside. Lawyer gets a big swing at it. Nice dig from Williamson, but they're scrambling. It'll go out of bounds. Kill for Lawyer, and it is match point here for Pontiac St. Mary's. There is a big Saints contingent here tonight, and they're all on their feet here for match point. 24-10 our score here in set number 2. Close tightly to the net. Trip back over for the Saints. Quick push back over. They try to find it into the back row. Did Belvin Brummel. Instead, it sails out of bounds. It's 24-11. Ellie Hearn with it. Serving up here for Limestone Walters into the back row. Legner gets the first touch. This is Brummel now to Lawyer. Slams it in. That's going to be a kill, and that's how we wrap it up here. Pontiac St. Mary's, a 2-set winner over Peoria Limestone Walters to advance to the trophy round tomorrow. They win in 2. 25-16, 25-11, and that brings us to the Blessing Health System post-match show. We've got a wrap-up from this one, and we'll get you ready for our fourth quarterfinal. Don't go anywhere. You're watching exclusive coverage of the IESA Girls Volleyball State Championships live on Central Illinois Sports.
Okay, everyone, let's do this. How about you?
What are your thoughts on today's patient care?
Real busy day, but it was a team effort. And how about you?
Third checkup that your patient talked about her summer concert. How do you stay enthused?
You can't blame her. Those tickets were hard to come by. But her summer wasn't a cruel one. Huh?
Doctor,
Next, how about you?
Doctor, it hurts when I do this.
Don't do that.
Hey, the internet says I'm sick. Am I?
I'd get a professional opinion on that.
Over here. Doc, donuts in the break room look like a hit.
Not bad. Definitely better than those bagels. Okay, we have time for one more. Next.
The staff looked focused today. What do you attribute that to?
Well, at Blessing, we're tasked with providing exceptional care, so every visit is like the big game for us. Okay, gotta run.
Welcome you back here on the Blessing Health System post-match show, where Pontiac St. Mary's returns back to the trophy round. They win 25-16, 25-11 over Peoria Limestone Walters, who bows out in the state quarterfinal appearance here with a record of 19 wins and 7 losses. We get you ready now to name our player of the game, brought you by Edward Jones Financial Advisements and agent Derek Harris. Financial investments are important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, parents, teachers, and mentors. Derek Harris, your Edward Jones Financial Advisor, understands this, and that's why Derek Harris is a proud sponsor of the player of the game here on Central Illinois Sports. Well, to be blunt, there are a lot of players that can easily be player of the game here for this Pontiac St. Mary's squad. They are very talented, very tough, and very well-rounded. But somebody that had a really nice game right from the get-go tonight was Bevan Brummel. Started things off quickly for this team with the attacking run, some nice serves, some nice plays on the defensive side as well. She'll be our Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Derek Harris, player of the game here in our third quarterfinal. We will shut this stream down. We advise you to come back to the playlist here in just a second. We will have the fourth quarterfinal stream active. That's going to be Washington St. Patrick taking on Stewardson Strasburg. A lot of green on the floor here as we reach St. Patrick's Day. We thank you for watching this presentation of the IESA Girls State Volleyball Championships. Don't go anywhere. We've got more your way coming up here in just a minute. You're watching it live on Central Illinois Sports.